The sun is said to be 864,400 miles across.
Well, 575 for that last bit, but close enough, I guess. Let's be fair, accuracy is usually way further off with you guys, so I'm not going to stickle on this.
It is also said that the sun is 109 times the diameter of Earth.
Oh shit, blood. I think I've found your exact source for, well, hopefully not all of your info in this video. I mean, not to disparage Cool Cosmos, I'm sure it's a fine resource, but it's clearly aimed at children, and I thought you super smarts would be using, you know, journals and shit.
The sun is said to be so large, in fact, that about 1,300,000 planet Earths can fit inside of it.
Look at that, pretty much word for word. You know when you submit a piece of homework at school, you're supposed to put whatever you found into your own words to show that you understood what was being said. You're the type of motherfucker who wonders why they got an F in class while the blue Wikipedia hyperlinks are still on the page that you've printed out.
It is also said that it weighs about as much as 333,000 times as much as Earth.
This is amazing. You know, when I go and check out flat earth claims, I check a few different sources. I do the same when I try to refute something. Now, I'm not saying I'm never thoughtless or fuck up, or that I always double check absolutely everything I say. I'm not perfect, and I only have a finite time for what are, in my opinion, entertainment videos primarily. But the fact that you're only using one source, a simplistic source for children at that, speaks volumes to your capacity for actual research, and probably your ability to understand writing above a 5th grade level.
Imagine that. We have managed to weigh the sun from here on Earth.
It's not hard to imagine at all. I mean, first off, we have estimated the weight of the sun. If you didn't get all of your scientific knowledge off of children's websites, you might have known that. But let me explain how you can estimate the weight of something without ever getting close to it. Imagine you're at a fair, and there is a great big bag of oranges behind a stand with a sign, "Win this bag of oranges by estimating its weight. Closest answer wins." The stall itself is also selling oranges, so you could pick one up. Now, for argument's sake, let's just say you have an excellent sense of how much an object you hold in your hand weighs, and you have a good sense of scale and can see that the sack is approximately 1/2 meter in diameter. Because of the objects around it, you know the measurements of. You can even work out how far away it is by estimating some angles. Finally, you can then calculate how many oranges would be in the sack and how much each weighs, because you already know, meaning you can make a pretty close, if not perfect, guess as to what the sack of oranges weighs. All without ever having to physically weigh the bag on a scale. What makes it so hard to believe that we can't do similar things with something like the sun? Even many flat earthers believe that they know measurements of objects without being able to touch them. They just get it horrifically wrong. It kind of renders the whole spiel moot. But ultimately, yes, we can estimate the weight of the sun. If you weren't quite so dense, that wouldn't surprise you.
The sun's gravitational pull is what we are told keeps all the planets in their respected orbits.
Basically, and I know that's kind of your level, so, you know, sure. But it's not just we are told. These things were calculated pretty accurately hundreds of years ago with technology infinitely less advanced than a fucking toaster. You can go out and work this stuff out for yourself. I know it might seem like beating a dead horse to tell a flat earther to actually get off their ass, but hell, this one did. So my hope is reinvigorated anew. Seriously, I have nothing but respect for the man. His ideas, less so, but the fact that he's in that goddamn thing and he's actually trying to find some shit out makes me respect him 1,000 times more than a lot of these dipshits. Hopefully he doesn't kill himself doing this shit. Seriously. It's fucking dangerous. And to the people out there calling him a scam artist, I think you're being extremely unfair in my opinion. Just because people are willing to pay you to do something doesn't make it a scam. He did it, and he's gonna do it again, so fuck you.
And we are also told that this force called gravity keeps the moon rotating around the Earth.
Okay, Inception dongs. Now, they're kind of funny when I use them because I'm using them ironically. Well, they're funny to me, fuck you. But when you use them, oh my god, so much funnier. It's like, take me seriously. I'm using a musical cue from a slightly overrated but not terrible movie. No, I'm just gonna make more fun of you. You silly.
So then the question becomes, when the moon is between the Earth and Sun.
Oh god, don't do it. Don't do it, you absolute madman. Don't you dare say what I think you're gonna say. And by all that is good, do not use an overextended
Dramatic.
Why does the sun's gravitational pull, which is so great, why does the sun's gravitational pull not then steal away the moon from the Earth?
It was at that moment Sir Sick knew he had fucked up. He had not adequately prepared his side for the sheer power of the laughter expelled from his body. At this, the stupidest thing he had ever heard in his life. After many weeks in the hospital and countless experimental side reattachment surgeries, he now returns a new man and is ready to try this daring feat once again.
Why does the sun's gravitational pull not then steal away the moon from the Earth?
Okay, I'm good now. So, okay, the moon orbits the Earth, but it's also orbiting the sun. Get this, at the same time. Both can happen. I know, right? Crazy. I've used the layman's explanation in the past. The moon orbits the Earth and the Earth orbits the sun, which isn't untrue, but also is not the whole story, which I have explained at me in painful detail by people who don't understand that explaining things in depth to flatards doesn't fucking work. You have to use explanations they will actually be able to grasp before jumping into more in-depth stuff. But right here, perfect example. He's shown that he can grasp one thing. Very, very poorly. Now to explain the next stage. The moon is already orbiting the sun. It's already in the sun's grasp. It also happens to be in the Earth's grasp as well. But I tell you what's not going to happen. The sun isn't suddenly going to start pulling the moon away from the Earth because it's fractionally closer. The Earth and Moon are still huge distances away from the Sun. In fact, the sheer distances involved show just how powerful the gravitational pull of the Sun is.
Pause!
Apparently the sun's gravity is so strong it can hold much larger planets than Earth in its orbit at much further distances. For instance, Jupiter is said to be so large that it is 2.5 times as massive as the rest of the planets in the solar system combined. So if the sun's gravity can hold a massive gas giant like Jupiter in the 5th position of our solar system, then why can't the sun's gravity steal away a tiny moon that is much closer than Jupiter?
Because they are already orbiting, you dolt. Here's another explanation that will surely infuriate some very smart people in my audience. Orbits work by having the object constantly trying to go essentially in a straight line away from the object they are orbiting, but are prevented from doing so because they are constantly falling toward that object due to gravity. Now, some things have fallen towards whatever it is they were going to orbit, because they were grabbed and they were small or they weren't going fast enough, etc. And now it's part of that object's mass. Other things have been going fast enough that they are no longer in the grasp of the body and have fucked off into space. But objects that haven't done that are in orbit, and they will stay that way, not forever, but as of right now, They've been doing it for a goddamn long time. They'll be doing it a goddamn long time into the future, functionally, permanently, as far as we're concerned.
Are we to believe that the Earth's gravitational pull on the moon is stronger than the sun's gravitational pull?
No, we're both in orbit, you fucking inspirational music using cretin.
Inconsistencies in the heliocentric model like these easily...
They are not inconsistencies. It's actually what you would expect to happen. It'd be fucking weird if it didn't. Inconsistency does not mean thing I don't understand because I couldn't find it on cosmickids.com.
prove that Newton's so-called law of universal gravitation is entirely false.
Your mum's false. And you finish out with a shitty meme, but it's an answer to a question that a lot of people ask of flat earthers. Of course, it's not a satisfactory answer, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. Why would they lie to us? Simply put, they lie to us to make us believe what is not, so we never actually know what is. Jake Gibson, Flat Earth Arsehole. I assume that's a handle, not necessarily an accurate description, but yeah. That is not an answer. That's a kind of pithy sounding quote, but it means nothing. It's sophistry. What is the what actually is that they, whoever they are, aren't telling us? And why do they not want us to know what reality is? What benefit does it have to them? Look, I'm sure you lot can think of a million more responses to this answer. Share them in the comments, please. I'm going to bed. Okay, I'm going to get drunk and fight a pigeon. Sue me.